here's the twist. It feels like you're just being polite or considerate, but what's really happening is way deeper. Psychologically, this is a huge sign that your brain has flipped a switch. It's gone into full-on defense mode, trying to manage how other people see you just so you can feel safe.
So let's dig into the why. We're going to explore the psychological roots of this habit. And honestly, you might be a little surprised to find out that, for most of us, it starts way, way back in childhood.
And it's so important to see this for what it is. This is not a personal flaw. It's a survival skill that you learned, and it probably served you really well at one point. We're going to look at three main drivers behind it. Something called the easy child adaptation, the idea that your worth equals your usefulness, and using your words as a kind of shield.
Okay, so this first one is fascinating. The easy child adaptation. If you grew up in a home where maybe things were a little stressful or tense, you probably got really, really good at reading the room. You learned how to be cooperative, how to not cause any trouble, basically how to keep the peace. As an adult, that skill translates into constantly scanning every situation to head off tension, usually at your own expense.
And oh boy, this one is huge. So many of us learned deep down that approval was conditional. You got praise when you were being helpful, when you were achieving things, when you were no trouble. So now, as an adult, saying no without a 5-point presentation feels dangerous. It's like you haven't earned the right to have a boundary because you're not being useful in that moment.
This ties right into something called rejection sensitivity. If you've ever felt like you weren't the first choice, your brain's radar for being excluded can get turned up to 11. And when that happens, you start using words as a shield. You over-explain to control the story, to make sure there's absolutely no way anyone could misunderstand you, find you difficult, and then leave.
So you might be thinking, okay, but what's the big deal? It's kind of a harmless habit? Well, not exactly. There's a real hidden cost to all this explaining. Let's break down how this tendency is actually working against you.
This just lays it out so perfectly. Your intention, what you think you're doing, is just trying to be understood and keep things smooth. But the message you're actually sending is something totally different. You're basically saying, hey, my boundary is flexible. It's negotiable. And if you can just solve all these little problems I'm listing, you can have what you want.
And that just kicks off this downward spiral.